Hi, my name is Rachel, and this is my personal ecology story. Before I delve into the story, I wanted to give a little bit of context about myself. I'm a junior studying family social science, and I'm from Brookfield, Wisconsin, which, for those of you who don't know, is right outside of Milwaukee. And I like to crochet, and I also participate in choir. And now that we have a little bit of background about me, very briefly, I can go into my ecology story. The first environment is my family environment, and one of the main influences here is my mom. She's a nurse at Children's Hospital of Wisconsin, and when I was in elementary school, she went back to school to get her nursing degree. And her transition from kind of house mom to more of a nurse and having a career has influenced me a lot because I saw how hard work can pay off, and now hard work is actually one of my main values as well. And this in turn has influenced many areas of my life, such as school, sports, music, friendships, etc., because I put a lot of effort into anything that I do. The second influence here is my dad. My dad is the youngest in a family of 9 children, which has given really strong values around family. And this partially has to do with his Catholic upbringing, but I think mostly it's influenced by the fact that he has such a large family. He always tried to encourage family time together. We ate as many meals together as possible. We had family game nights and lots of camping trips. And one thing that I think is really cool about my dad and my mom, of course, is that they have pretty open boundaries around family, and they will be really inclusive with friends or different people that want to come and join us, which has now influenced my family values because I also will be very inclusive around who I define as family. This all has influenced me very much because I now have very strong family values. For example, when I was applying to colleges, I only looked in the Midwest because I didn't want to be too far from my family, and I go home as often as possible, especially around holidays, so that I get a chance to see my family and be around them. The next environment is the human-built environment, and the first aspect of this environment for me is our camper. It's in the bottom picture. It's that big white thing, for those of you who don't know. And growing up, my family went camping a lot, but my mom doesn't like tents, so we got a camper. We glamp a little, but it's okay. And this has influenced my experiences a lot in life because our family vacations were camping trips. So a lot of my memories from childhood have taken place in this kind of human-built aspect of the environment. And now I really like to be out in nature and kind of exploring because of these experiences. The second aspect of this one that I think is kind of cool is it's where my parents let me have sleepovers. So it kind of became a bonding place for my friends and I because we were too allowed to be in the house. But it also kind of gave us our own space to be ourselves, which was nice. The second human-built environment is the suburbs. And although my family moved a lot growing up, we always lived in some sort of suburb and mostly just outside of Milwaukee. So we were only 20 minutes from downtown at most. And I think this has shaped my identity because it affected the types of schooling I got and the activities I could do. For example, I could go downtown and see museums and whatnot, but I could also go equidistant in the opposite direction and go to state parks and nature destinations and hiking trails. So I kind of got the best of both worlds, which isn't something that everyone might get to do. The last environment is the sociocultural environment, and the first value that I chose for this one, or the cultural influence, was education. Especially in my high school and in my family, there was a big focus on going to college and getting a degree, which meant that there was also a large focus on my GPA and being able to get into college. My high school put a lot of resources into helping students through the college application process, such as college fairs, interviews with local college, and kind of FSOE equivalent classes at the local colleges. And so as a result, I value education highly and believe that it will open up a lot of opportunities. I also strive to do my best in every class and put a lot of emphasis on doing well in school because to me, this belief means that I value education as a path to success in life. The second value that has come from my sociocultural environment is family. And although I mentioned this earlier in the family environment, I think that this value also comes from the sociocultural environment because the schools I attended stressed family involvement, the sports I did had family night, and the neighborhood had different community events. So really, the family values were all around me growing up, not just in my family environment. And this has helped to reinforce my belief in family values and family involvement. And I always strive to include my family in activities, even though I'm away at school too. For example, my choir live streams our performances. So I always send my parents the link so that they can still be a part of what I'm doing, even though they're in another state. And this is my family in the picture on the bottom, in case you were wondering. And that is a little bit of my personal ecology. The picture sources are here. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me in class.